Welcome to this interview about our new Transforming Futures Commission for UWE Bristol. My name is Stephen Legge and I am a Senior Lecturer in Jazz and Classical Studies at UWE Bristol. And I am delighted today to be joined by three very, very special guests. Phillip Harper, a graduate of Bristol University and the composer of our new commission. Ellie, a current student of UWE Bristol and the mastermind behind the libretto of this new work, and our very own Vice-Chancellor, Steve West. Transforming Futures is UWE Bristol's 2030 strategy, which is being launched. The Centre for Music thought about how we can best celebrate and support this strategy. And we thought that a new commission for our orchestra and choir would be a very positive thing to achieve. And so we approached Phil Harper and we asked Phil to write the music, and we approached Ellie to write the libretto. And I'd like to now just open the floor to our guests. And the first question to Steve West, which is, can you just outline for those who don't already know a little bit about our 2030 strategy and why it is important for UWE Bristol and the wider community?
Thank you, and a great opportunity just to share the 2030 strategy, which is all about our ambition, our collective endeavour to make sure that we improve the lives of everybody that we touch in terms of our teaching, our research, and our enterprise and civic engagement. So this is much bigger than just the university. It's a signal about the maturity of the university, and it builds out from our values. We say as a university, we want to be ambitious, collaborative, inclusive, innovative, and enterprising in everything that we do. And that is really, I guess, a call to action, not just for the university, but also for our city region. And what better time really to be really pushing this, given that we're just coming through our pandemic. It builds on, of course, our core purpose, which is teaching, research, enterprise and engagement. It's all about people and it's all about place. And the strategy has some very ambitious targets and engagements that we want to deliver. That's why it's important. It's about all of us. It's about a shared endeavour, and it's about making things better.
We asked the creative writing team at the university to recommend a student who could really look into and inspire us with a strong libretto for this work. So can you tell us a little bit about how you have approached the Transforming Futures Commission and any challenges you might have had?
I started off really just looking into the past and seeing who transformed Bristol to the place that we know today, and sort of settled on Brunel, famously the man, named the man who built Britain. And I just sort of delved into the researching process. I watched TV shows and YouTube, and I had a whole collection of different notes on my phone with all starter lines of different ways I could take the song, I guess. And I thought, how can I pull this all together to create a libretto that had this wider appeal? And I started to think about Brunel and the bridges and the railways and the ships, and I came to what this all meant was connection. And I sort of played on this theme of connection throughout. And I guess in the context of the current climate, this theme of connection is very important. Obviously at the time of writing, and still now, we're all physically apart, but we're still building bridges any way that we can. We're also connecting our present with our future by utilising the things that we've learned over the last year and sort of becoming a better version. And I also think that that's a reason I love Bristol in general. It's because of the way it strives for positive transformation. So I felt like in order to do the Transforming Futures project justice, it would be good to sort of have connection as a forefront and as a theme.
Thank you for your words. I mean, this is really inspiring stuff, which segues beautifully to our composer, Phillip. Phillip, can you outline the main themes of the work and how you approach this based on on Ellie's thoughts and words?
Yeah, well, every musical composition is different in terms of a starting point. But as you've highlighted here, the starting point for this piece had to be Ellie's fantastic words, which I was delighted to receive and see such kind of vibrant imagery. I lived in Bristol for 20 years. And so know all about some of the imagery that Ellie was using, the suspension bridge and, Gloucester Road traffic lights. And they knew all about Brunel and ship shape and Bristol fashion. I mean, it's all in there. And I decided basically to compose a piece of music in 3 different sections. And the first sections, as you've highlighted already, are kind of more like questioning sections, really. And that leads to a much more decisive answering section as the final section. And so the question is, can we do it? And the answer is, in true Bob the Builder style, yes, we can. And so there's quite a lot of musical imagery linked to the words throughout the piece. For example, the first section is based on a train ride. So we start by hearing the train's whistle going off, and slowly the music kind of comes into life as a steam train would slowly get going, and then the percussion provide us with quite an obvious link to the railways and Brunel's railways, which is reflected in the words there. The second part of the piece is based on sea travel, and we all know the fantastic work that Brunel did on boats and ships, mainly at Bristol shipyards as well. And so the second part of the piece kind of has this gentle wave-like feel going throughout the whole section, really, which is to signify boats. So we've got trains and boats. And then the third part of the piece is more about bridges, and something that Ellie was just talking about, bridges as an idea of connecting things together. So when you look at the score, you get these big shock notes, which are kind of big vertical lines on the score, and then smaller parts across the top, and then another big shock note. So it's kind of constructed a little bit like the suspension bridge with some uprights and then bits in between. So all of that really came from the words and my knowledge of and love of Bristol, really. And those are some of the musical images which I've managed to get into the piece.
Philip, what are you looking forward to most about hearing your piece live for the first time?
Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to any kind of live music, to be perfectly honest with you. I haven't heard any for over a year now. But yeah, this one promises to be something extra special. But we've got full orchestra, we've got a choir, obviously, as well. And I've tried to make the music quite accessible, so it's quite tuneful. And obviously the main part that you throw into the mix is the audience. So I'm hopeful that it will make a connection immediately with the audience. So I think it'll be a great occasion.
I just think it will be really exciting to see, a bit selfishly, but my own work sort of come to life in that way, but also again sort of just having all these different people, all the different parts come together and just really make a little bit of an impact on the community in Bristol, and as well, live music's going to be fantastic when that reopens as well.
Thank you. And in good old question style fashion, the final open floor goes to Steve West.
I think what it gives us is hope and ambition for a city region that's brilliant. And I'm really looking forward to, I guess, us all coming together and then working together to create a fantastic place for everybody to thrive and flourish.